Hi gang. Well, I gotta start somewhere, so I've been getting some wood ready, some maple. I've got to get some cherry ready, running through the planer. And I had a couple emails saying they wanted to see everything. It's on that open segmented vase. I said I was gonna videotape it all. It's gonna take like 3 downloads. So I don't want to go over a half hour. It takes too long. So, but since you want to see how the whole jig works, it's going to be maybe 4 parts. I don't know. I've got this set up. I got the jig dug out over there for the open segment. And as soon as I get the rest of my boards planed down, I got this ready. I made one decision. What am I going to use? How many segments do I want in a ring? So I made a decision. I'm going to go with 16. Probably should have went with 20, but so you dig out your paperwork, you look up 16 rings, and I'll show all that. I promise I'll show everything. Earl of the Small designed this kit, and he gave it to Chefware Kits to make it. So that's how that worked. So I'll show you how to set it all up and everything. I've got everything almost ready to go. So, and I'll start with the actual cutting the strips. Show how I set up my angle, because these angles are a lot different than closed segment. Closed segment, there's no room for error. These are pretty forgiving. So I'll show you how I do that, and we'll do the whole thing. I'm planning on making a 30-inch vase. So, okay, I'll be back when I get the rest of the stuff set up, and I'm almost there. See you in a bit. Hi, folks. Okay, guess we're ready. I just got done slicing up a bunch of maple boards and a few. This is by far not near enough, but it's get us started. So the 2 decisions you got to make first is how wide. And how wide, I mean from here to here, outside of the vase, inside of the vase. So I just chose 1 1/4 inches. It's more or less a guessing. I'll depend on how much you're going to turn it down. So I went 1 1/4 inches wide. And like I said before, I decided to choose 16 segs per ring. Okay, so 1 1/4 inches. And now the first thing you do, and if you write to Earl on Earl's segment, he will send you, and believe me, there's a lot of info here. You would never figure all these out. I don't know how he did that, but he will send you down. You can download some facts and figures on open and closed. Okay, so where do we start? I measured my base of my vase, and I need about a 10 1/4 inch ring to start it off. So, come down here, 10 1/4 inch around. Okay, if I want a closed segment, here's this up here, 16 segs. This is a degree, 11 1/4 degrees. This is for closed. We're doing open. So 7.87 degrees. And it's 1.472. So that's closed, you would be 2.03. Open, you're doing 1.42. So, I'll just jump this out of, I set it up, which I'll show you what, and we need 1.427. And I got 1.43. Guess what? That's close enough for me, because remember, they're not going to go together to form a ring. There's going to be a gap in between them. As long as the gap's somewhat the same, there's 1.42. That was my last one. Okay. Here's what I did. This is all I use. I like these things. I set it there with my blade, and I will bring this up because what did my paper say? Open segments, there's your degrees, 7.87. If you want a closed ring, you do the 11 1/4. Well, we're not doing, so 7.87. So I brought this up to where it says 7.87, locked it down. Now, I don't have to bother with them again, because now I know I've got 7.87 degrees. Actually, I made it 7.9. So right there is 7.9 degrees. And you're good to go. That'll set your ring in motion. That's all. Earl did all the figuring for you. So, next, what I usually do, see right there, is cut a block. I needed 1.42 wide. I cut a block till I get it, 1.42. Then I can space it right here. Here's my stop. I don't want to move it. And right there. And you're usually just about dead on. You only have to adjust it a couple thousandths. So I usually make a block first, and I'm going to hang on to these. So, now we got that set. 1.42 wide, the widest point. So, obviously, there was the last cut. Flip it over. Next cut. Flip it over. You guys all know how to do that. Just keep flipping it till you're done. And you got a bunch of these. Okay, I'm going to shut it off, and I'll cut 16 of these, and then we'll go over and, well, I'll tell you what, I'll shut it off, and we'll just use these 5, because I'm going to show you, it's going to take a while to show you how to set up the jig. So I'll shut it off and get the nubs off, and then we'll go over to the lathe and set up the open segmented jig. Okay? I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, I got the 5 cut. Now this. Here's your ring that comes with the kit. And like I said, these were designed by Earl of the Small Segment Shop. And he sent all this to Chefware Kits, and Chefware Kits designed this. It's pretty heavy aluminum and stuff, you know, and design. Comes in a kit. And you can have multiple things going on at once, because I only ever use the outer ring. So I've got them all counted out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Every 9 spaces, that will give you 16 rings, what we decided on, 16 around. Okay? And then this will be for the next layer, because it's going to be offset. So all this does is go on your spindle, and to hold it on is your piece, obviously. Oh. This is going to be the bottom of our piece of that nasty mahogany. As soon as I can get it on. Okay. Fits right over your spindle. They make them for the 1 1/8 or... So, there you go. That's your indexing system. Okay? Alright, now to set the rest of this up. Yeah, this stuff's pretty heavy duty. This goes down in between your bedways. And here's a brass pin that you pull out. And it just pops in there. That's all, once you get it set up. Sometimes these can be a bugger to set up. See, I told you this is going to be time consuming by the time you get this set up. Okay, I'll just snug it down here for now till we get this pin lined up with the you bugger, you. Oh, yeah, give me problems now. Okay, you might want to come over here and I'll hold it. Here's your pin right here above my finger. Actually, it's got to go down to the black one. Or up to the red one, doesn't matter. Okay? Now let me bring that down on one. So you pull it out. See, I still don't have it right. There it goes. Boy. And I popped it in the black one. Alright? So that's our starting point. Okay, now the rest of the jig. It'll come with this piece of aluminum angle, this piece, this, you have to screw in, goes into here. The only thing you do have to supply is your own piece of wood. I just grabbed a piece of pine. And you get this. Now, you're ready to put it somewhere in the middle. Go on this side, I guess. Okay. And you get it in here because that's what's going to center you. Okay. Let's get this tightened up. Okay, come over here. Okay, you put that in there, it automatically centers it. Because if you look down here, here's the beginning of your 1 inch, and it is right dead center of the bowl. See that? And it explains to you how to set this up. When you buy the kit, you only have to do it once, obviously. Okay, it's all ready. I'm going to lock this down for, well, not too much, but... Okay, now... Jeez, I haven't done this in a while, folks. Okay, so we got a 10 1/4 inch bowl, right? So, I'm all thumbs here. What's half of that? 5 1/8. Center out, 5 1/8. Okay, so here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1/8. 5 and 1/8. Okay? So that's set. Just tighten down the nut. That's from here to here, center of the bowl. Okay, now we got to move it up here to get our... I didn't tighten that down. I thought I did. Okay. Alright, now we take one of our pieces, slams up against there. Look at that. You got about half sticking out and half in there. So, oh yeah, good thing you're here. Let's This should be somewhat flat, which it is, because, you know, they're all preset. You have a collar here to screw down, this collar here. So all you got to do when you go to use it again is drop it in. It's all... The biggest thing is setting this up for the first time. And, like, I haven't done it in over a year, so up against that, it's 5 1/8. It's all preset for you. You glue it on. So, here's the best thing to use. I lost it already. And Earl has proven this over and over. Is the tight bind quick and thick. 5 seconds. He turns them in 15 minutes, and he only holds them for 5 seconds. The regular tight bond 2, he holds for 10 seconds. And I thought, I don't believe that. Nobody really does actually, but you know what? I've tried it, and it does work. So, that's that. Up against it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's it. Now, what do you got to do? You want to put on your next one. So let me over here. So you pull your pin out. Up to your next black mark. Pops in, spring loaded. Use very little glue. See, I gotta practice a little bit myself. I put too much glue. So what do? Next one. On here, up against jigger. I'm going to move that in. I've got this out a little bit too far. Up against that. So they'll all be identical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll do the couple here, and then you'll have the gist of it. Pull the pin out. Next one. Pop the pin in. Up against the brass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still getting a little bit too much. And you get the idea. So, let's do this. We're going to keep going around, obviously. Now you want to put your second one on. Obviously, you got to bring it out, what, an inch. Move everything out an inch. And this is where you would use the red ones. In between, and that's going to automatically put them here. See, once you get going, you can start building rings fast, and they're all going to be identical. And what little bit might not be identical, you can't see with the eye. Now, if these were closed segments, all you people know, if you're off by half a degree, you've got a gap. So, and that's it. I would like to get this fitting a little better, though. It's too tight. For some reason, I can't. Usually, you can just zip right around here. No, there. Next one, glue on, and so on and so forth. Okay? You certainly don't want to see me go clear up to here. So, but I'll do 3 or 4, and I'll come back. Probably 3. I like to turn them 2 or 3 at a time. Otherwise, you're not going to get in there, and you could get a catch, and you don't want to rip a bunch of these off. So, I'll do about 3. They're going to be all out of maple till I get up into here. And I think I'm just going to put a cherry design, something simple. And something that I've got enough of, which the cherry I do. So, that's it, folks, so far. I mean, that's it for setting this up. I really like it. So, actually, I don't want to waste this glue, so I'll just probably... One, 2, 3, 4. And another thing that Earl is dead set on doing is chalk these up. You make a board, which I gotta make a new one, and put it on there and make sure these are dead flat. Otherwise you will have a fail. Make sure they're flat. So chalk them up and make yourself a board. Might as well dig one of these out now. I don't have a colored chalk, but these little things. This should work, I think. Yeah. We'll use them. So, I'll cut the rest of the segments. And, see, you get the hang of it after you get going here. You gotta watch what you're doing too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I hold them on there about 8. But yeah, as you can see, they're not moving. It takes something I really don't have a lot of, is patience, actually. And you can make some beautiful, which I said I'm going to videotape it all, and probably the worst part is going to be this mahogany, but I can't help that, but that'd be alright. It's heavy. I'm going to leave that bottom almost solid, because I don't want to tip it over. So, I'll cut enough for a couple more rings, get them done, and then I'll bring you back. And I'm going to make a new one of these because that is not too good. Make it a little wider. So, alright. I think maybe I'm going to download this much, because I knew this putzing around here was going to take up some time. So I'll download this much, and then part 2 is we'll sand it, turn it down, and set it up for some more rings. Alright, I'm going to download this. This will be part 1. Thank you.